Good morning, class. Does something look different here today to you? If you noticed, this blanket looks different. It's because it is. I've made a minor renovation to the blanket fort because it's getting warmer, and so the blankets on the blanket fort are really hot when I climb in there. So I've decided to change it to something a little bit lighter. I saw a picture on the internet of a really awesome looking blanket fort, which is making me think I need to renovate this whole thing. It was magnificent. So I'm thinking about making some changes. So in the spirit of change and renewal and things not being the same as they were before, but changing into something new, being different, sprouting forth, going into new territory that's higher than it was before. In the spirit of all of these things, I say, let us enter the fort in a different way. What fort, you might ask? It's the magnificent Bible blanket fort. So you want to come in the fort? Let's go. Come with me. We're going in backwards. Oh, there's a guard. Can we come in? I'm sorry, could you repeat your answer into the microphone? I'm going to take that as a yes. Thank you very much. Okay. We never go in upside down like this. Oh, and it is just as dark as when we go in right side up. I wonder where that light switch is.
After the resurrection, Jesus began to appear to people. He appeared to the disciples, and he appeared to the women that hung out with the disciples. He appeared all over the place and in unexpected ways. He appeared to Mary Magdalene at the tomb on the morning of Easter. And remember, he appeared to those guys on the way to Emmaus. He disguised himself as a stranger and then appeared, revealing himself as Jesus in the breaking of the bread. And he appeared inside the house where everyone was together, hiding from the authorities. Jesus did all this over a period of about 40 days. But Jesus couldn't stay on earth forever. So after 40 days, he took all of his disciples to Mount Olivet. He explained to them that they were going to be baptized with the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. And when they received the Holy Spirit, they would receive power. And they would be his witnesses, not just in Jerusalem, but all over the world. And when Jesus finished saying this, he started to rise up, and he went up and up and up. Ascension, a new dimension. Ascension, he goes to heaven. And the disciples just watched him from the mountain below until a cloud took him from their sight. And as they were watching, suddenly 2 men in white appeared among them. They said, "Why are you looking up into the sky? This Jesus, who's been taken up from you into heaven, will come back in just the same way as you have watched him go into heaven." Ascension, he goes to heaven.
Wow. Did you see that? Did you know that there used to be a whole feast associated with Ascension? Yes, it was a gigantic church holiday, a really big one apparently. Ascension. It always sounds exciting to me. Ascension. Do you remember last year for Ascension we made those balloon rockets? So Ascension is kind of about change. Sometimes change, super fun. Other times change, not so fun. Sometimes change, right in the middle of fun and not fun. So whether it's fun or whether it's not fun, or whether you like it or whether you don't like it, you can't avoid it. The change is always going to happen. So looking at this story shows you a little bit about a way to deal with change. Let's look inside the gigantic, super heavy Bible to see. Uh-oh. Well, maybe I'll just leave it on the floor and read it from here. No! Where do you think you're going with that ribbon? This story was from the book of Acts. So what happens? They're looking up into the sky, and then those two guys come by that are dressed in white, and they're like, "Why are you looking up?" Why do you think they were looking up? They're probably thinking about all their feelings and emotions about what's happening. Not only is it so amazing, but it also means a lot for them, because if Jesus was here and now he's going, that's big changes for them. The men in white explained that Jesus was going up into heaven, but he was also going to come back down. And the very next sentence says, "Then they returned into Jerusalem from Mount Olivet," which is about a day's journey away. So it's like the men in white were reminding the disciples that they don't have to just stand and look into the sky thinking about what used to be, because change is going to come again, because Jesus is coming back. Just like my cat just came back into the fort. So what did they do? So they decided to pick themselves up and move along back to Jerusalem, where Jesus told them they were supposed to wait for the Holy Spirit. I think that's really good advice about change. You can stand there and look back at the past and have feelings about it and think about it and wonder about it and stare up into the sky thinking about it. Or you can recognize that that change has happened and take that action, even if the action is just waiting for the Holy Spirit. I think that's such a great way to handle change. And that is just one of the things you can pull out of this story. That is why this book is so awesome. This book has so much wisdom in it. There's all these stories. There's so much meaning in every single story in the Bible. I hope you enjoyed Ascension, change, and I hope that you can come and join me next week for Pentecost. Until then, stay well, be blessed. Bye.